Goed, zijn we weer. Even kijken hoor. Dan gaan we weer verder met Secret Files. Ik wil dat spel eens een keer afgesloten hebben. Juist. Ik wil toch even 33. Oh.
The injured Morangi is sitting down there, waiting for me to finally free him from his prison. The painting is of Lord William Morangi, who lived here from 1270 to 1305. What an impressive guy. It seems as if this fireplace has not had a fire burning in it for a long time. A small stool. I ask myself why the chair is in the middle of the room.
The plot thickens.
A really nice chandelier.
Chandelier, oh lady. Oh.
This clock says 7:15. It has obviously stopped running. That's funny. The pendulum is still moving.
That's not funny at all.
An old oil lamp. Seems to have plenty of oil in it, too. Although the tips of the spears are very old and have already seen action, they are still pretty sharp. Although the tips of the spears are... Most of the books don't really interest me. But here's a book about haunted castles. It talks about Morangi's castle. It says that there's a rumor that William Morangi, who lived from 1270 to 1305, was buried without the usual customs and traditions, and they even refused to give him a funeral pyre. He was entombed in a sarcophagus wearing only a simple robe and his family's amulet. They say he's been walking through the castle and seeking revenge on intruders after midnight ever since. Even if I don't believe in ghost stories, I should probably finish rescuing Morangi from the well before midnight. Most of the books don't really interest me, but here's a book about haunted castles. It talks about Morangi's castle. It says that there's... He was in two... They say even if I...
Oké, bla bla bla. Oké dan, hè? Ja, nog een keer live. Ik wil dit spel ooit uitgespeeld hebben als ik kan.
I believe this is the last resting place of one of Lord Morangi's ancestors.
ben zo terug. Kijk dan.
The coffin is made of massive stone. No chance. I can't find a crack in which I could insert the sword.
Spijro doen hond na. Oh.
I can't find a crack in which I could insert the sword. I'm assuming that the torch is always burning here to honor the dead. The torch is fastened to the wall. I won't be able to get it off there so easily. I believe this is the last resting place of one of Lord Morangi's ancestors. A simple tin cup.
Oh. Je hebt over zijn baas?
I can't find a crack in which I could insert the sword. The coffin is made of massive stone. No chance. I can't find a crack. It almost looks as if the chimney has a helmet on.
Oh. Okay.
The statue, most probably one of the Morangis.
Okay. Statue.
What was that? Sounds like I accidentally triggered some kind of mechanism again. So, what do we have here? Knee socks? Long underwear? Nothing here that I might covet from the owner. Oops, what's this? The coin is probably worth a fortune.
Spyro alweer duizig. Okay.
An absolute dream. I could get any woman with something like this. If only Nina were here. An absolute dream. I could get any woman with something like this. If only Nina were here. The pictures appear to be very old. It's quite possible that the land here looked like this a couple hundred years ago. A heavy curtain. Looks like it could be made of brocade. A passageway. There are a few steps down into a dark passage. It smells rather moldy. I wonder what's waiting for me down there. There's a niche in the rock, but I can't see if there's something in it from here. no clue how I'm supposed to get through the bars. I have no clue how I'm supposed to get through the bars.
Kom later maar terug.
The statue is massive and cannot be moved.
Kijk.
A real torture chamber. I think something like this in a museum is really amusing. But when I look around here and imagine that people really were tortured to death here, I don't find it so funny anymore. Mood decoration. I really hope that it is only decoration. Ideal for people whose height-to-weight ratio does not correspond to today's ideal of beauty. I'm actually quite happy with my figure as it is at the moment. I don't want to imagine what these used to be used for in the torture chamber. The coals are cold. Now the fire is extremely hot. I think I'd better take the coin out of the fire again. Otherwise the gold will flow into the forge.
Oké.
Ideal for people whose height-to-weight ratio does not correspond to today's ideal of beauty. It's obvious why that thing is called the Iron Maiden. The thorns are so sharp, I wouldn't touch them voluntarily either. They were probably used to chain up prisoners in earlier times.
Oké.
Now the fire is extremely hot. The small wire is hanging from the candle holder pathetically. The coin is red hot and it's become slightly distorted.
Oké. Wacht even. Ja, dan heb jij die YouTube-notificaties aanstaan.
The candle is burned down almost completely.
Candle holder.
The candle is burned. The injured Morangi is sitting down there, waiting for me to finally free him from his prison. They were probably used to chain up prisoners in earlier times.
Oh dear.
Typical Irish weather. Actually, one should simply stay in bed on days like these. Pictures of landscapes. If I'm correct, the scenery around the castle could have served as the setting.
Even kijken, doen we dit.
The distance to the other side is not particularly great, but to jump over the drawn-up bridge, that is something that somebody has obviously tried before.
Ja, dat zie ik.
Although the tips of the spears are very old and have already seen action, they are still pretty sharp. The coin is red.
Oh boy.
The flag is soaking wet.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
The spear tips are too big and too wide to work on the small coin. The spear tips are too big and too wide to work on the small coin. The coals burn pretty well, even without the oil. Ideal for people whose height-to-weight ratio does not correspond to today's ideal of beauty.
Hartjes. Oh ja, nee, ik weet niet wat voor dingen dat zijn, joh. Die, voor mij zijn die al een paar jaar ingeprogrammeerd. Maar ik heb geen flauw idee waar ze voor dienen. Voor mij zijn het niet... Nee, er zijn dinges. Emoties, weet ik veel wat.
It's obvious why that thing is called the Iron Maiden. The thorns are so... The tip easily penetrated the gold coin. I think I had better not imagine how it would look if I were stuck between these thorns. The ring is beautiful, but mainly hot. I should watch out that it doesn't become deformed again.
kan een poll starten en weet ik veel flauwkul allemaal. Oké. Dan moet ik die ring ergens afkoelen. Lijkt mij tenminste. Als er een tumbler is. Waar moet ik die ring dan afkoelen? Ik moet ergens water hebben.
It seems as if this fireplace is not...
Alleen... Hoe heb ik dat overdag gezien?
The chain moved a bit. I think I'd better release the lever again, otherwise the chandelier that's hanging from the chain will fall down. The chain moved a bit. I think I'd better release the lever again, otherwise the chandelier that's hanging from the chain will fall down. A really nice chandelier. The chain moved a bit. I think I'd better release the lever again, otherwise the chandelier that's hanging from the chain will fall down.
Oké. Ja, ik weet niet hoe dat eruit ziet. Als Spyro duister is. Ik moet water hebben, volgens mij. Oh, sterretjes. Oké.
I believe this is the last resting place of one of Lord... The coffin is made of massive stone. No chance. The ring is beautiful, but mainly hot. I should watch out that it doesn't become deformed again.
Even kijken hoor.
An old and already slightly moldy window shutter. Yikes. I only wanted to close the window shutter, and already I'm holding the whole thing in my hand. This place really needs a major overhaul. An old and already slightly moldy window shutter.
Voor mij kan ik hier ook niks mee.
It contains enough charcoal already.
Kun je misschien een leverage gebruiken? Nee.
An old...
Oh boy. Kijk nou.
The poor guy is in a terrible shape. If he was not already close to being crazy when he was brought in, nobody would have been able to take the terrible treatment meted out by Charleroi without sustaining lasting damage. This isn't working. I have to come up with another way of getting some information from him.
Even kijken. Nee.
Max knows what he has to do, and he won't really be able to help me much from so far away. The future masterpieces of contemporary Cuban painting are created here. Whether they are justifiably rather unknown is something that others need to decide. History of Paint. One of these magazines should last me the rest of my life.
Hello, would you like to join my party? Or sign up for my rhythmic cleaning?
I need a little time to think about it.
Okay, just let me know.
An invitation to a slideshow called Traditional Cigar Manufacturing Methods. The poor guy will surely need them for his next attempt at the record. Cute, droll, cozy, and cuddly. The latest record by Toctic, our Latin beauty, probably would... The gatekeeper appears... A copier. There's no paper left in it. There's no paper left in it. A list with the heading, "Please enter borrowed stuffed animals. Only one stuffed animal per person."
Die was afgesloten, meen ik.
Only the staff is allowed in here.
think he can hear me anymore. It's really not that important. My remaining sense of propriety forbids any commentary. I'll just take the picture with me again. The door is closed again, but it's not that bad. I mean, I've already had a good look around in there. My remaining sense of propriety forbids... If I manage to attach the canvas correctly, then hopefully the door will not close the next time. I'll just take the picture with me again.
Go crazy.
The food appears to have been tasty. The flies at least like it.
Are you shitting me?
The hiding place is relatively safe. Nevertheless, I hope that Ramon picks up Perez quickly and takes good care of him. The poor guy is in a terrible shape. If he was not already close to being crazy when he was brought in, nobody would have been able to take the terrible treatment meted out by Charleroi without sustaining lasting damage. Maybe Perez can put his thoughts down to paper somehow, since he obviously cannot express himself in words. It's worth a try. Perez drew some kind of symbol. I have no idea what it's supposed to mean, but it doesn't appear to be chaotic scribbling. The symbol can be recognized clearly and plainly, and the lines are so straight, as if they had been drawn with a ruler. Now the only question that remains is how that is going to help me. I'm going to send Max a text message and a picture of the symbol. Maybe he has an idea.
I would really like to know how Nina is doing, but I'd probably interrupt her while she's doing something important. My cell phone with all the bells and whistles. You can even make phone calls with it.
Doe
I'd really
even.
like to know how Nina...
Okay.
I would really like to know how Nina... My cell phone with all... Please. Row across the lake twice and already my arms are ready to fall off. I really should exercise more. My cell phone with all the bells and whistles. I would really like to know how Nina is doing. I pinched my finger in one of these when I was younger. The board is nailed down.
The one ring to rule them all.
Very pretty. Perhaps I should give it to Nina. It'll definitely suit her. I don't want to imagine what these used to be used for in the torture chamber. Oh, nice collection. I hope they aren't all from today.
Alleen wat moet ik nou met die ring dan?
Very pretty. Perhaps.
Nina zal Max nog appen of zo. Bellen. Het is net hoe je het wil bekijken eigenlijk.
This plank is extremely long. I can't walk around with it forever. Either this is a distillery or the customers here are very, very thirsty.
Ik heb geen idee. Dan moet ik zeker wat met die plank
Get
doen.
nowhere with this board. At this length, I'd always be afraid of destroying something. Or someone.
Are you shitting me? Oké, met andere woorden, ik kom hier niet weg zonder die plank. Hoe dan?
They were probably used to chain up prisoners in early...
Maar als ik daar een... Juist.
I've now wedged the spear tips into the vise without mutilating my fingers. The ultimate proof that one never ceases to learn in life. I'm gonna try to saw the board into a tolerable size with the tips of the spears. The tips of the spears are clamped into the vise, one after the other.
Miami Vice. Spearheads.
There's salty seawater in it.
Nou, het lijkt erop dat ik die spearheads niet kan pakken.
Although the tips of the spears are very old and have already seen action, they are still pretty sharp.
Ik kan er ook niks mee. Oh. Wat is...
There's a niche in the rock, but I can't see if there's something in it from here.
Point en klik en los het maar op. Oh. Waar heb ik die bord dan voor nodig?
It still doesn't look all that spectacular.
Waar wil je ermee heen? Huh?
It still doesn't look all that spectacular.
Oh. Juist.
small stool. It seems as if this the previous cover for the chimney.
Wat moet ik hier nou mee dan?
Sounds like I triggered some kind of mechanism again.
Oh.
The distance to the other side is not particularly great, but to jump over the drawn-up bridge, that is something that somebody has obviously tried before. There's a niche in the rock, but I can't see if there's something in it from here.
Huh?
The distance to the other side is not particularly great, but to jump over the drawn-up bridge... There's a niche in the rock. Sounds like I triggered some kind of mechanism again.
Oh mijn god.
There's a small key in it.
Take a key.
I have no clue how I'm supposed to get through the bars.
Looks like I triggered another mechanism again.
I have no clue how I'm supposed to get through the bars.
Oké. Dan moet ik die nog verder aankleden dus.
I can't imagine that the lord of the castle wore a simple chain around his neck. He must be missing a pendant or something.
Pendant?
Sounds like I triggered some kind of mechanism again.
Are you fucking shitting me? Okay.
I have no clue how I'm supposed to get through the bars.
Pendant.
statue, most probably one of the Morangis. I can't imagine that the lord of the castle wore a simple chain around his neck. He must be missing a pendant or something. An old oil lamp!
Daar heb ik misschien waarschijnlijk wel over het hoofd gezien.
An absolute dream. I could get it. Typical Irish weather. Actually, one should simply stay in bed on days like these. The pictures appear to be very old. It's quite...
Pendant. Pendant, candle. Wire.
A small wire. I'm actually quite... Mood decoration. It's obvious why that thing is called...
Hij heeft over een pendant.
The painting is of Lord William Morangi, who lived here from 1270 to 1305. What an impressive guy.
Dit. Waar kan ik een dinges van maken?
This clock says 7:15. It has obviously stopped running. That's funny. The pendulum is still moving.
Kan ik ook niet... Nope.
Most of the books don't really interest me. But here's a book about haunted castles. It talks about Morangi's castle. It says that there's a rumor that William Morangi, who lived from 1270 to 1305, was buried without the usual customs and traditions, and they even refused to give him a funeral pyre. He was entombed in a sarcophagus wearing only a simple robe and his family's amulet. They say he's been walking through the castle and seeking revenge on intruders after midnight ever since. Even if I don't believe in ghost stories, I should probably finish rescuing Morangi from the well before midnight.
Oké, hier heb ik verder niks te zoeken.
I ask myself why the chair is in the middle of the room. A small stool.
Pa. Bandit. Wat moet ik dan met die olielamp? Natte vlag.
The painting is of Lord William Moran.
Hier kan ik niks mee. Sorry.
The injured Morangi is sitting down there, waiting for me to finally free him from his prison. Lord Morangi,
Yes?
can I ask you a few questions?
As soon as you get me out of here...
I'll see what I can do.
Oké, dan denk ik bij mezelf dan... Vraagregels hij wat heeft of zo, wat ik kan gebruiken.
A box full of fruits and vegetables. The truck must have lost it when he started to skid here. The top one is a sign denoting a speed limit of 30. The lower one warns of road damage. That is solidly anchored into the ground.
Yep.
The motorcycle I rented at the airport.
Waarom met die raingutter daar op de vloer?
I don't think that the rain gutter was made for this amount of water. Anyway, it's just lying around here, in the way. The daily menu is hanging there. There's nothing on it. Either the cook is sick or they're fasting at the moment. The barkeeper's best friend. I don't want to deprive the barkeeper of his best friend.
Verder is niks.
I can't imagine that the lord of the castle wore a simple chain around his neck. He must be missing a pendant or something.
Wat moet ik dan met die goud aan? Ik wist niet dat ik zo snel vermoeid zou worden in het spel.
The statue is massive and cannot be moved. This is how I could separate the two pieces that are wedged tightly.
Okay.
Two pieces from a rain gutter. Sounds like I triggered some kind of mechanism again.
Aha.
The door cannot be opened. It appears the ceiling is caved in here. The door cannot be opened.
Oh dear.
I can't imagine that the lord of the castle...
Jezus Christus.
The candle is burned down almost completely. The coffin is made...
Wat moet ik nog doen dan?
This clock says 7:15.
Ik moet wat aan die...
They were probably used to chain up prisoners in early...
Hier moet wat aan. Denk ik. Alleen wat? Wat moet eraan?
A small stool.
Je moet op een of andere manier die klok open zien te krijgen en die slinger eruit te halen.
This clock says...
Dan kijk naar die slinger aan de ketting, ja.
The injured Morangi is sitting down there, waiting for me to finally free him from his prison. Lord Morangi,
Yes?
can I ask you a few questions?
As soon as you get me out of here...
I'll see what I can do.
Waarom vraag je niet waar die dingen... Goed, gaan we hier terug. Misschien dat hier, wat ik hier over het hoofd mis.
Either this is a distill...
Wat de fuck mis ik hier dan?
The flag is soaking wet.
Wat de fuck mis ik hier?
An old oil lamp. Seems to have plenty of oil in it, too. That is solidly anchored into the ground. I covered the traffic sign with the flag.
Maar wacht even, maar als je nou zegt over olie. Ja, ik denk van ja, wat moet je eigenlijk met een Molotov cocktail?
I'll pour lamp oil into the groove that goes once around the sarcophagus.
Harley Quinn. Oh nee, Harley Quinn.
The coffin is made of massive stone. No chance. Let's give good old Lord Morangi a well-earned cremation. Maybe the story about him being a ghost here is actually true because he wasn't given a suitable burial.
Damn, dude.
What was that? Did it suddenly get really cold in here, or is it just me? Did I just imagine that, or... The coffin is made of massive stone. No chance.
Oké, en wat hebben we hiervan geleerd?
The opening appears to have been sealed with wax, the color of the sarcophagus. The fire melted the wax and made the opening visible. The mortal remains of Lord William Morangi. Excuse me, Lord Morangi. I have to save one of your descendants. I hope that your amulet will help me.
Oh my god.
I pulled the wire through the small eyelet of the amulet. The wire is too short. At most, I could tie the amulet to the statue's little finger. If I turn the other end of the wire into the chain, it should hold. Sounds like I triggered some kind of mechanism again.
Say ja, ja. Hup, hup. Betrokken.
You found a way. Thank you very much.
Are you all right?
I think so. But my left leg is killing me.
Wait, I'll help you.
That would be nice. I could barely make it to my office on my own. You have to admit, the story you just told me sounds a little unbelievable. First Vladimir's kidnapping, then a mysterious conspiracy, and then men in black robes. On the other hand, the story is so unbelievable that you can't be making it up.
So you'll help us?
Little Nina is in Cuba with Manuel Perez right now?
Yes, she just sent a picture to my cell phone. I can't understand it, though. Maybe you'll have better luck.
Yes, I've seen this symbol before, but it's been a long time. Vladimir contacted me out of the blue many years after our Tunguska expedition. He wrote in a mysterious letter that he had made a sensational discovery and needed my help. Several years earlier, he had examined a metallic fragment that had been found in the Tunguska region. You've probably never heard of the Kalenkov report, have you?
Just in general. It has something to do with extraterrestrial material, right?
Yes, but that's only half the truth.
What do you mean?
Manuel Perez, who wrote the report with Vladimir, discovered this exact symbol engraved on the surface of the fragment.
You mean there were symbols on the fragment?
Vladimir wasn't sure since the surface was so severely damaged. During further investigation, he discovered something in the archives of the Academy of Science in Moscow. It was in a report about the research expeditions of an English scientist who apparently discovered disc-shaped artifacts made of unknown material in 1947 during an expedition. This researcher, Evans was his name, described the same material properties that Vladimir had observed on the Tunguska fragment. That alone was a hot lead. But as soon as he saw a sketch Evans had made, it took his breath away.
Why? Please continue.
The artifact was covered with unfamiliar symbols. One of the symbols was the same symbol that Perez and Vladimir had discovered on the Tunguska fragment.
Phew. Sounds exciting. Where did the discs come from? And where did this Evans guy find it?
That's also what Vladimir wanted to know. But he couldn't find anything in the Moscow Academy's records. That is why he contacted me. Vladimir had found out that Evans had died recently, and his personal notes and journals were supposed to be auctioned off in London. He asked me to get the documents for him, since he couldn't leave Russia at that time.
And did you get the documents? Where did this metal disc come from?
I sent Vladimir an encoded copy of the journals. I still have the originals here.
Really? Can I see them?
Just a minute. They have to be here somewhere.
Nina, I have news.
Could this Morangi be of help to us?
I have to say yes. Do you know about your father's expedition to China? To be more exact, to the Himalayas.
He took a lot of trips before my mother's death. It's possible that he was also in the Himalayas. Why?
I think that he was looking for something there and maybe even found it. Maybe that's also the reason he disappeared.
I don't get it.
I'm gonna send you a few things to your cell phone. You better get going right away. I'll meet you in your father's apartment.
Nina still isn't here. I'll give her a call and see where she is. Oh, I have a voicemail message. That's probably Nina running a little late.
This is Kansky. I really hope you're getting this message. We have to meet urgently. It's very important. I can't go into details at the moment. I think I'm being followed. I'll try to lose the guys and then go to the museum. Please hurry. I have reason to believe that you're in great danger. I have to go. Somebody's coming. I'll wait for you at the museum.
What is Kansky doing here again? I really don't want to run into him again. On the other hand, the message sounded important. But what if it's a trap? I'll probably regret it, but maybe he really does have information that could help us. Nina isn't here yet, and the museum isn't that far away, so I'll just head over there.
Yes.
We've managed to track them. We know where the hideout is.
Are you sure?
The information is absolutely reliable.
Very good. You must go there immediately. I'll tell Professor Charleroi that she should prepare the last phase of the project.
Okay. Once I've found it, what will happen to the girl and her friend?
Well, those two could actually be a problem. Take care of it.
Oh God, that's Kansky. I don't feel a pulse. He's dead. What have I gotten myself into? Kidnapping was bad enough, but murder? I should get out of here.
Max Gruber,
Yes.
get in, please.
What's keeping Max? He should have already been here by now.
Maybe he had a more pressing engagement.
How come? What do you mean?
You really don't know? Love really does make you blind.
What?
Think about it. Your father disappears. Max sits in the next office and says he didn't notice.
He had his music.
Who urged you to go home and wait for your father there?
It was Max. So what?
So what? Have you already forgotten that's where someone knocked you out?
No, but...
And then the attempt on the train. This has to have something to do with you or your father. That's clear, isn't it?
Yes, but...
Your father wasn't on board. And who knew you were on the train, other than us?
I know that all sounds strange, but...
Nina, wake up. I don't know who Max is working for or what he's up to, but he's playing some kind of evil game, and he's playing it at your expense.
Do you think we should...
Forget Max. I know you like him, but he was only using you. If we don't go now, he'll win the game, and your father will lose.
Maybe you're right. So what do we do now?
The trail to your father leads to the Himalayas, and at least we have parts from a travel journal by this Evans. We should be able to use it to find the hidden caves of those mysterious mountain people.
And then what? That won't bring my father back.
I know, but I'm sure this strange alien artifact has something to do with your father's disappearance. I admit, we most likely won't find your father in the Himalayas, but at least we have another lead.
Yeah, I know. It's just that I'm so very tired.
Do you want to give up on your father?
No, you're right. Let's go.
Dat is een lange cutscene. Holy shit.
No wonder these caves are unknown. Without the exact information from Evan's report, no one would ever find their way up here.
Let's hope that you are right. We are, you know, in the border area, and I really do not want to make the acquaintance of overly nervous border patrols. I'll stay at the entrance and keep an eye out. Let me know when you have found something.
Let's keep an eye out. Oh shit. Ah, wat heb ik gedaan? Nee, ik heb de dialoog overgeslagen. Oh mijn god. Hartstikke mooi.
An excerpt from the travel journal of a certain Dr. Evans. My father considered getting these documents to be so important that he intentionally coded all documents that deal with the subject.
47. Even kijken. Nou, het zal allemaal wel.
A small round hole in the rock. For sure, without Oleg, I never would have found this cave.
Ja, ik breid even een einde aan. Ik ben een beetje moe. Ik ga de volgende keer wel verder. Bedankt voor het kijken. Fijne avond nog. En tot... waarschijnlijk misschien dat ik morgenavond nog even een Fallout 76 stream. Kijk wel even. Mazzel.